A very interesting question, guys. If I come to Australia today as a student or as a temporary migrant, what would I do to get my permanent residency through skilled migration? Now, guys, first thing first, what I would look into is under which occupation I want to get my skilled migration through. Now, when I say occupations are more important than the qualification, because qualification is only a one part of that occupation. So we got to look at the occupation, and this is what I'll be looking at. So the occupation which I want to choose, first thing first, what I would look into it, it is under which stream. Either it is on a medium to long term stream or either it is on a short term stream. Now, if my occupation is on a medium to long term stream, then probably I'll stick to Sydney, Melbourne and Brisbane, and I will finish my studies there, and I will try to get my job in the same occupation from day one. Now, I also know that it is probably not practical to get that job, but that's what my goal, my target would be. I wouldn't mind, keeping a Uber's driver's license or Uber license or something like those in hand, in case it's gonna give me a shelter on the rainy day. But that's not my objective gonna be to drive Uber, whatever, 10-12 hours a day every day and try to make $400-500 a day. That's not my objective would be. My objective would be to work in my occupation, and the visa subclass which I gonna now, depending upon if my occupation is on medium to long term list, I would target 186 visa. Yes, I would target 186 visa. And if my occupation is on short term list, I would target 494 visa. Now, I also know what I need for these visas. So I need a positive skill assessment. I need 6 each in English, and I also need 3 years of work experience in my occupation, and I also need an employer who's willing to sponsor me. All right. If I take these goals, then I know eventually I will get my permanent residency and nothing can stop me. And I'm saying this, I'm not saying that in between, if you can get your 189 or 190 or any other subclass, basically there's no other subclass, either you get, or maybe 491, I would not jump for that. I'm not saying that whatsoever. But my goal, my target from day one, again, if my occupation is on a medium to long term list, I will stick in Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, and I will build my career there. I will try to get the job in my occupation in that particular in these 3 cities. Now, if my job is not on medium to long term list, it's on a short term list, I would choose a regional. So any other than these 3 cities, everywhere, every city is a regional city, and that's what I'm gonna target. And I would live, study and work I will choose one of these regional cities, and I will live, study and work there. And the reason why I would do that, because I could build a career there, I can work few years there, and once, I would also even try to work while I'm a student in the same occupation. I know it doesn't matter, I would have to start from the bottom, but I know till the time I'm going to finish my 2 years or 3 years of whatever, 4 years of study, by that time I would have better skills, and then after that I would have my temporary 485 visa. During those years of time, I would be working full time in that occupation. And guys, think this way: when you are a product, okay? Now, if you talk about these, if you talk about the salary benchmark for 186, it's 53,900. I would not my goal would be till that time I reach where I have my 3 years of work experience, I should have a value of at least $80,000-90,000 a year. If I have that value, I am sure, I can guarantee you, there would lot of employers who would take you on hands. They would love to be with you, they would want you to work for them. They would want you because you yourself, you are a product and you have built value in yourself. The problem only you will face if you don't build value in yourself and you off track yourself. Now guys, think about it what I've said, and good luck.